Welcome to Behind the Line, where we pull back the curtain on the challenges facing first responders and frontline workers. The work you do is unique, and so are the stresses that go with it. Join me as we tackle key issues to reduce risks for burnout, and as we work to support you in doing the job you love without sacrificing being the kind of person you want to be. Hey there, and welcome back to Behind the Line. I'm your host, Lindsay Faas. If you're new to Behind the Line, what you should know about me is that I'm a clinical counselor specializing in trauma therapy. And after over a decade working with first responders and frontline workers around issues like burnout, compassion fatigue, PTSD, and related OSIs, I have become a passionate wellness advocate and educator for those who sacrifice so much for our communities out on the front lines. Behind the Line is a place for us to talk about the real life behind the scenes challenges facing you on the front lines. I created this podcast with the hope of bringing easy access to skills for wellness, allowing you to find greater sustainability both on the job and off. December has arrived, and we are into that time of year that many people experience as a love-hate relationship. The holiday season can come with a lot for us. There can be a lot of joy and excitement and connection, but there can also be a lot of overwhelm, stress, and grieving. For many who work in first response and frontline work, there are added factors like being on call or working over the holidays while the rest of the world seems to be allowed to hibernate and enjoy their families by the fireside. The season can come with closeness as well as resentment. It can come with a sense of quiet or a sense of chaos. Acknowledging that the holidays are a time that can be very mixed, I want us to take a little time each week during this month to focus in on how we can create some quiet in the chaos and choose the kind of season we want to have rather than feeling it forced upon us. I'll be honest, I love so much about the holidays. I love the magic, the surprises, and the traditions. I love that my kids are still ages where they love Santa and that they're old enough to remember our rituals and to get excited about doing the things that matter to our family each year. I will also admit that I hate the commercialism. I hate the shopping mall. I hate the parking lots. I hate the many demands on my time and energy. I hate the pressure for perfect. And because of all of this, I have year to year worked to focus on ways to simplify our holidays to be able to really enjoy them rather than feeling like I am consumed by them. I'll be totally real. This has not come easily or gone perfectly. I am prone to perfectionism, and if I'm not careful to hold myself in alignment with my heart's longing to be in the moment with my people, I can easily get caught up in the busyness and noise, trying to find that perfect gift or twisting myself into a pretzel trying to throw the perfect holiday party. Really, what I'm attempting more and more, and I think what many of us feel a craving for, is really countercultural. And stepping outside of the norm, going against the grain, is always difficult. You'll be challenged at every turn, called back to the uncomfortable familiarity of the cultural standards. And yet, I know that I don't love how I feel within the cultural standards. I don't love the pressure and the fatigue, and I don't want my kids to carry that feeling with them into their internalized values as they grow and eventually wind up in my position, trying to pull this off with their own families one day. If I think of what I want to gift my kids, I want them to have the gift of knowing how to rest. I want them to have the gift of knowing how to slow down. I want to gift them the ability to release expectations placed on them and the courage to choose their own path. I want for my kids to have the capacity to hold space for their own families, to have closeness and connection and deep meaning in the precious moments shared with those we choose to spend our lives with. I want my kids to remember the magic, not the stuff. I want for them to pass along a legacy of magic and hope and joy. When I reflect on these longings in me, I feel called back year after year to simplifying. And I find that this brings me to the reflective place around my expectations, as well as the expectations I feel placed upon me. If I leave them unchecked, these expectations can become a burden, an albatross around my neck that I am forced to carry. And then it's no wonder that the season feels like pressure and exhausting. I'm carrying something unwittingly and it costs something. But when I enter this season willing to tangle with the expectations, notice and name them, I get to take some power back and decide which ones I'm going to carry with me and which ones I choose to leave behind. I get to invite the opportunity to be a conscious chooser of what I will focus on during the season, and a conscious chooser of what I have no interest in carrying with me. It's funny, we're back to this word we hit so often on this show. The word is intentional. Behind the Line is sponsored by Beating the Breaking Point. Beating the Breaking Point is a 7-part online training program designed specifically for first responders and frontline workers, and tailored to fill the gaps in your training to support resilience and sustainability. Whether you're new to the work and wanting to cultivate tools to prevent burnout, compassion fatigue, and related concerns, or you are deep into your years on the job and have gone a few rounds with burnout and other mental health challenges, this program offers the foundational pieces you need to support personal and professional wellness for the long haul. You are a helper. You love your work and you sacrifice a lot. Investing in you and your sustainability is the best gift you can give yourself and those who lean on you. We make this program as risk-free as possible by offering a limited money-back guarantee to ensure that it's a fit for you. If you enjoy Behind the Line, you are going to love this program. Google Beating the Breaking Point Lindsay and find everything you need to get started, or use the link in the show notes. Now, back to the episode. Entering the holiday season thinking about the expectations we bring in with us and whether or not these are what we actually want and choose to live by allows us to be intentional. It allows us to set our intentions and align to them. It gives us the chance to lean into who we choose to be during this season. My encouragement to you is to not run into this season full force without pause. Don't let the season's chaos dictate how you engage it and how, at the end of it all, you'll feel about it. Take some time and sit with these questions. You'll find them in the show notes if you need a quick recap. Number 1, what was your early learning about the holidays? What was modeled for you? Number 2, what from that early learning do you want to keep? What did you love that you would like to continue? Number 3, what from your early learning do you want to leave behind? What does not serve you that you would like to discontinue? Number 4, what, based on your life now, energy, and interests, feels most in alignment with who you want to be and the values you hold in the holiday season? Number 5, what, based on your life now, energy, and interests, feels not in alignment with who you want to be and the values you want to hold in the holiday season? And number 6, what can you do to simplify out the things that are not in alignment? And what can you do to maximize focus on the pieces that feel highly aligned? What would it look like to simplify and carve things out? And what would you need to do to make the most of the things that matter most to you? As we wrap up today, I want to remind you to please reach out and connect if you have any questions or feedback. You know I love hearing from you and shaping this podcast to echo your needs and interests. I love hearing about what you're working on and how you're using what we talk about on the show. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Lindsay A. Faas, where you can follow me or tag me, or you can email me at support@thrive-life.ca. To those who love this podcast and share about it with those you know, I just want to continue to say thank you. I so value you helping us to make a difference for other frontline helpers who risk so much to serve our communities. Know that we can be found online on our website, on most major podcast platforms, as well as on YouTube. We make all of our resources available to you because the work you do matters. But more than that, you matter. And we want to make sure you have what you need to keep up the good work at work, as well as in your real life outside of the work. So use it and share it. And until next time, stay safe.